Okay, mostly everybody on YouTube will tell you the same goddamn thing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you watch my video right to the end. Listen, I'm telling you not to do any of that. I'm telling you to actually stop this video right now and go watch this movie. Seriously, we've all seen the trailer for Guns Akimbo, and we've all said the same thing. This looks absolutely off the hook. Well, I just watched it, and I can tell you that it is absolutely off the hook. So don't do any of the stuff anybody else will tell you. I'm telling you straight up, stop watching this review right now and go watch this fucking video.
Yeah, you're right. That does sound pretty fucking weird.
Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV, and well, for the few of you that stuck around, okay, here we go. I won't take up too much of your time because really, again, if you've seen the trailer for this movie, that's all you need to watch because the movie is as good as the trailer makes it look. First and foremost, it is directed by Jason Lee Howden. He is a visual effects artist. He has worked on a ton of movies, The Planet of the Apes, The Avengers, Wolverine. And he also directed the movie called Deathgasm. I'm telling you straight up, if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it as well because it is absolutely fantastic. The movie stars, as we all know, Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe. I think he's found his kind of niche, if you will, with these oddball movies. You know what I mean? Like, he was great in Swiss Army Man and some of the other things he's done, you know what I mean, to really get that, I don't know, that stigma that some actors, especially children actors, have hanging over their head. You know what I mean? Where they can only be seen as one character. And I think Daniel Radcliffe realized that if he doesn't do something extreme, you know, he's going to be always seen as that Harry Potter character, and that's it. And I mean, I really think that he got that cloud off of him with Swiss Army Man and a few other movies. But I mean, this movie too, Guns Akimbo, it is fucking crazy over the top, and he plays just an amazing character in this. He plays Miles, who is a coding employee where they make video games, and that's all he does all day. And the first act is basically just us getting to know him and the boring life that these video game encoders have. I shouldn't say they all have, but you know, Daniel Radcliffe's life or Miles's life is fairly boring. And then there's this site that is really popular online called Schism. And what it is it's a real life, I guess, kind of a shooter game. And what they do is they pick up homeless people or, you know, ex-cons or convicts or whoever, and then they pit them against each other in like a real life gun battle, and then they stream it live over the internet. It's kind of almost like, remember that shitty movie Gamer, I think it was called? It's kind of the same idea as that, only this is way better and way more action-packed. And it's just, yeah, I mean, this movie is fucking non-stop. So, and even the city that he lives in is called Shrapnel City. Like, I mean, this whole movie is just revolving around one big fucking gunfight, and it's absolutely amazing. It stars, okay, Daniel Radcliffe is Miles. Samara Weaving plays Nyx. She's kind of the other character that he has to go up against in this gaming kind of one-on-one battle. And then the guy that runs Schism is played by Ned Dennehy, and he plays Richter. Anyways, what happens first act? Like I said, we learn about Miles's background. He's kind of boring. He just broke up with his girlfriend, doesn't really have a life. And then he gets kind of in an online kind of argument, like we've all done, with some of these people from Schism. So they get pissed off to the point that they come right to his door, bash his fucking door in, knock him out, and then put him in this game. And they, as we see in the trailer, they bolt fucking handguns to his hands, and he's the next character in this game. And he has to go up against the reigning champion, who is Nyx, right? And that is pretty much the first act. And I'm telling you, this movie, like I always stress, you know, pacing. This movie does not slow down from the time he gets the guns on his hands to almost the very end of the movie. I mean, really the only slow part is maybe halfway through the first act, and that's just when we learn his background history. And even that has a good pace to it because they throw a lot of humor in there to kind of keep it going, and it all fucking works. Like this is a funny movie too. So it's funny, it's gory, it's paced fucking amazing. I don't remember the last time I've seen a movie that like the second act in this movie is just all gunfights and him actually trying to get away from NUTZ because he doesn't want to fight her. It takes him forever to kind of even figure out what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? But some of the action sequences in this movie are absolutely fantastic. And yes, they're over the top and they're kind of green screen, and you can tell it's almost kind of shot in the same way as the movie Dread, where there's some slow-mo, really slow-mo kind of shots. And then also in Planet Terror, there was some kind of green screen shots that are meant to look kind of old school. And I think they purposely did this in this movie just to kind of heighten the awesomeness of it, to show that this movie isn't taking itself too seriously. It has all sorts of genres in here from all sort of time eras. It's fucking fantastic. It really is. I don't want to get into the third act. There's a few predictable events that happen in the third act that you'll probably figure out like I did. But I'm telling you, for the most part, this movie is bang on the money. And I'll tell you, when I first saw the trailer, just like I'm sure we all did, we were excited to watch this fucking movie. And it did not disappoint. To give it a rating, I'd probably give it a really strong 7.5, maybe inching up to the 8. I've been waiting for this kind of movie. There's a certain type of over-the-top kind of action movie that I like, and this is it. Like last year, I watched a movie with Mads Mikkelsen called Polar. Now, it was a lot slower paced, but when the action did pick up, it was kind of the same style as this movie, where it's just crazy over-the-top gunfights. There's some gore in this. There's like hammer fights, like fights with hammers and all sorts of crazy stuff. So, I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in there for everyone. If you like gore, if you like humor, if you like the gunfights, it's all in there. And it's fantastic. And it's kind of a mix of a bunch of movies, man. Like I said, it's got maybe a little bit of Polar in there. It's got some, the idea maybe slightly taken from the movie Gamer. The opening scenes, you might relate back to the opening scenes of The Matrix. It's got a whole bunch of movies that you can kind of remember or relate to when you go throughout this movie. But it's done in a style that it's its own, and it's paced beautifully. And I just thought this movie was fantastic. So anyways, I'm going to end it there. I'm going to keep this review short. No rambling like I normally do, but absolutely go watch this movie because it is fucking fantastic. So anyways, I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's called Guns Akimbo. It's out now. Go watch it and then chime back in and let me know what you thought of it, guys. And as always, stay scared.
Wouldn't do that if I was you. You'll just end up blowing your damn face off. Then you'll still be depressed. Even more depressed, probably, because of your fucked up face.